Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to a brand new league racing video. Actually, welcome back to league racing in general. First F1 23 league race. Although it is just a preseason league race, it's basically a little bit like winter testing and we'll have one. However, we are doing actually a full qualifying and a normal race. It's basically a normal league race, it just doesn't count for the championship. It's to test the game, see if it's stable enough to run the week after for round number 1. But yeah, as you can see, it's Barcelona, one of my favorite tracks. Of course, it's always a guessing game where we're going to be. No one knows lap times of each other until this very moment. So we're just going to have to wait and see where we stand after this one. Last year, after the first race, we went out in Q1 in Bahrain by I think over half a second. So we cannot do much worse than last year, that's for sure. And we're obviously gonna try to not do worse than last year. I want to be on it from round 1, fighting for wins, and that's the aim today, to just straight away be on it from the very first lap. I haven't done any league racing for the past 4 months basically, so I'm gonna be a little bit rusty maybe. However, I did practice quite a bit for this race, simply because I wanted to be ready for it. And yeah, basically when we got the game codes we had to do photo shoots and stuff, so I really grinded in the past 3 days heading into this league race, social race, preseason league race, to make sure I was ready to go. This is gonna be our first Q1 lap, and you can see there someone just finished the lap. I'm gonna try and take a little bit of slipstream, just for those few extra thousands. Of course, John saw that and put the brakes on, so I wasn't gonna get too much advantage. Turn 1, nice apex there. Got the power down nice, little bit of a wiggle through turn 2, and then taking a short line through turn 3, heading into turn 4. That's sector 1 done and dusted, a 0.359, which is alright for the start of Q1, not the best one ever. Into turn 5 we go. Otis Lawrence goes to P1 with a 0.804. And now we need to nail this oh so difficult turn 8. Uphill. Always tend to get a bit of a snap on the exit as it's uphill. Turn 9 is easy flat on this year's game. No worry about that. DRS open as we head into turn 10. Again, very hard corner. Traction zone especially is very hard to get right around here. Now, a lot easier on F1 23, of course. A bit too tight through turn 11. And then the new last 2 corners, basically. Chicane is gone and it's just almost flat out through the final corner. It's actually already flat out, even in Q1. And up to the line. It is P2. Which is good. We don't have to go out again, because almost everyone said their lap already. And yeah, easy through into Q2. I sound surprised because I am. After last year, I had to go out for a second run every single time. Surprised to go that easily into Q2. Yeah, very happy. We saved a set of softs, of course, now, so we can do 2 runs in Q2 and 2 runs in Q3 without any issues. So very happy about that. First run in Q2. This is used tires. And we put it again on P2, 400 behind Wilson, and this is our first new tire run, which wasn't the greatest lap of all time. I barely improved on new tires compared to used tires, so it was just a bad run. And heading into our final run, we're only P12, so we're gonna have to get it together here and actually do a good lap, because the last 2 were full of mistakes. Even the used tire run wasn't that great. And our Q1 run could have been done better as well. Quite a few mistakes in there. Through turn 1, 2 we go, and then flat out through turn 3. Now, this is an issue that forms throughout the session. You're going to start picking up marbles off the racing line. Even though it's on the inside, you can see we're losing time because of it, and everyone is the same. Which means there's not much track evolution, because even though the grip ramps up, the marbles ramp up as well, which then causes you to not be able to take the ideal lines anymore. But so far this hasn't been a great lap. Bit of a wiggle through turn 8. and we're half a 10 down. However, I did make a big mistake in turn 10 here on the last lap. You can see we're 1/10 up on Tom Manley, and even though I missed the apex completely again, we just still gained 1.5 tenths through turn 10. Again, bit too careful on throttle through turn 11, and now we're only half a 10 up because that was just not on the limit enough. However, Tom Manley said at 10.801. Is this gonna be enough to get into Q3?
It is not.
It is, as the final car
lap,
just finished, and yeah, it was just a poor lap, very poor lap, loads of mistakes, not on the limit, bit rusty maybe, I don't know, might have to do some setup work as well, but we have to wait and see, you know. This is our first Q3 run, and we're 1.5 tenths up on Thomas Ronnehaar here, and we've gone green obviously. I went out early on a used set of tires, but I didn't finish that lap, so through the final corner we go, once again, easy flat out of course, trying to get those front tires in, and that is a 1:10.565, much better than our Q2 run, but still around 1/10 off pole position. And now we've got that banker in nice and comfortably. We're gonna absolutely send it on this final run. Long straight up ahead of course, before we head into the turn 1-2 chicane. Barry with a 0.237 in sector 1, which is pretty fast. We missed the apex a little bit in turn 1, however we kept the minimum speed up fairly well as we go through turn 3. You can see I'm taking a bit of a wider line to avoid the marbles there as we head into sector 2. 700s down on Barry, and a little bit of the limit there through turn 4, not gonna lie, the exit was not great. But as I said before, I might be a little bit rusty when the pressure is on. Through turn 8 we go up the hill, nice minimum speed, good exit as we are 700s up on our previous best to make that 600s. Into turn 10 we go, and you can see we're 10th up on Wilson, but I missed the apex by so much through there, and that definitely cost us time. However, to the delta we didn't lose that much. I don't think I've got turn 10 right a single time this entire qualifying session so far. Through the final corner we go. It's gonna be 700s up as we head up to the line. Is it enough for pole? It isn't. It is only P3, 1/10 behind Barry.
I kept messing up the same corner, turn 10. I missed the apex again.
Yeah, as you can hear me say there, I just kept messing up turn 10. I don't know what was wrong with me, but a little bit rusty. 5 thousandths away from P2. Not my best qualifying session, but it's a good warm-up before the PSGL season starts, of course. Now it's Barry Borament on pole, Otis P2, Orsells P3, Wilson P4, Freddy P5, Alvaro P6, Bresnay P7, John Evans P8, Dylan Warren P9, and Thomas Ronnehaar on P10. So, not too bad. P3, I can work.
Everyone on hards apart from me.
As you can hear me say there, everyone on hards apart from me. So I just opted for something different. I just want to try something different, just to be different. There's not really any reason behind it. I just felt like it, you know. But yeah, our qualifying session, good, not perfect yet. I'm happy with P3. Can work with that from here on this race. But yeah, there's still much more time to gain, of course. Anyway, up to the end of the formation lap. You can see no bugs with the formation lap this time around. And yeah, the reason why it was disabled last year was simply because it was pretty bugged. But purple lineup on the grid for our first league race on 2023. Can we gain a position of P3 off the line on this set of mediums? We're about to find out. It's going to be 4-5 red lights, and away we go for our first league race on F1 2023. It's not a great start of the line. A little bit too much wheel spin, I think, so it just wasn't a great first phase. Anyway, into turn 1 we go, around the outside of Otis Lawrence, and up to P2 we go straight away, which is exactly what we needed, because we need to take advantage of this medium rubber instantly in order to make the strategy work. If not, we're gonna be in trouble once we have to go to the hard compound, of course. We are on the faster tire at the moment, and we need to take advantage of that. I think there's a McLaren gone off. That must be Wilson. Huge. That's in last place now. I think he had an incident in turn 4 in that opening lap. And now we need to try and close up to Barry. I didn't want to straight away go for a move. Of course, we need to be smart with how we play it. We need to make sure that we actually can break the DRS. Because if we go for it and try to break that 1 second window where Barry gets DRS, we need to make sure we can keep that, because we're going to use all our battery if we do, to make sure he doesn't get back into it. First lap done and dusted. Of course, Barry with the fastest lap on that opening lap. Freddy in P4, Alvaro in P5. And as you can see there, DRS enabled, of course, in lap 3. So we're going to get it down the main straight. And I was like, I've got 100% battery. I'm going to get DRS here. I might as well use it and try and see if we can break that DRS straight away. So through the final corner we go. 4 tenths back. I'm going to lose a little bit of my battery there. Open the DRS. Take advantage of that slipstream we're getting as well. And into turn 1 we're going to be completely ahead. So now we just need to use that battery to our advantage and try to extend that gap to 1 second. 1 second before Barry gets DRS again on that long main straight. Of course, especially now with that final corner that's so fast. Basically DRS and slipstream have a bigger effect because you're entering that straight with a higher speed. So the advantage of running behind someone is much bigger. Now onto lap 5 we go, halfway into lap 5. Barry is still gonna get DRS here out of turn 9, but we had more speed through turn 9 and we might be able to break it before the next DRS detection zone, which is just before the final corner. So can we stay out of that 1 second window into the final corner, and more importantly after that as well, because of course we're gonna set fast lap here, but can we maintain a good enough pace on this set of mediums to stay out of the DRS? We don't know anything about Barry's ERS, of course.
On this DRS battle.
But
no idea how much DRS he has as well.
As you can even say there, lap 7, I couldn't fight it any longer. Barry was just too fast to stay out of DRS. Otis was really close behind him as well, which yeah, shows that eventually they were gonna get back into my DRS. And yeah, I just had to give up, play it smart, recharge my battery in the coming laps. And you can see that 23% on the battery. But however, start of lap 14, hearts are definitely faster at this point, as Barry is gonna go for it into turn 1 with the help of DRS. I just lifted a little bit there. I didn't want to fight it, just want to let him go. And with the help of DRS, of course, your battery recharges faster as well. So then later on we've got an extra 160 horsepower when we enable the overtake button. And now I'm just gonna sit behind, let Barry do all the work. And that way we can recharge our battery a little bit better, maybe extend our stint a little bit as well. But now we've got Freddy right behind us as well. We'll manage to overtake Otis in the DRS train, which is quite impressive because that's not easy to do. And Freddy, of course, wants to move up the order again, and he's going to go for it with the overtake button on, with the DRS. Barry does not have DRS, he goes defensive, we go to the outside, and we're going to send it around the outside, not in order to go for a move here, but in order to defend from Freddy, which was our main goal here. And we managed to do that. You can see Freddy struggling there with dirty air as he slotted in right behind us, and then suddenly, what? We tapped Barry around. Although we didn't quite tap him around, it was just a bit unfortunate with the netcode. You can see there Barry had a little bit high ping, is what that emoji means. Emoji is not the right word, graphic. And yeah, that caused a little bit of netcode for the iRacers, or for the iRacing people. They know exactly what netcode means, but it's basically a lag bubble where on my screen I didn't hit Barry, but on his screen I did hit him. And yeah, there's not much anyone could do about that, of course. We live far away from each other, it's just high ping.
If it wasn't my fault, if you're watching this, sorry Barry. I thought there was enough gap. It's my bad.
But yeah, it is what it is. We have to get on with it now. We just have to focus again. We've gone on to the hards. We had to box, of course, and go on to the hards. Sorry, the rest went on to the mediums. So we're gonna be a little bit slower once that restarts comes.
Can't even push.
Oh
my god, I can.
And as you can even say there, once again, there's this throttle manipulation from the game, which is just so frustrating. As I couldn't put throttle in the initial phase there, but then I could wheel spin my car actually, which is pretty rare. But then here, I'm getting limited. Oh, what? It's still a clown show with these safety cars, man. Just let me put full throttle when I want to. Not that hard. And now Otis got past us, of course, with the help of the mediums as well, new mediums. Used his battery a little bit as well, probably. But I just still don't get why there is a throttle limiter in F1 games. It is the most useless feature I've ever seen in any game. If you're not capable enough to drive manually behind the safety car, then you're probably not capable enough to race properly on F1 games as well. Especially on this level. Honestly, I could understand if you maybe link it to the traction control assist or make it a separate assist in general. But it is such a useless feature in F1 games. Although it is improved because you can actually heat up the rears now behind the safety car when you're driving slowly. Still, that wall limit thing, I think it's a joke. But we have to get on with it here. Focus on our race. Freddy is right behind us, and you can see those mediums are just faster. We are at a bit of a disadvantage here on those hards. But it is what it is. I used a bit of my battery there to make sure I was keeping Freddy behind. And again, he's using a bit of his battery to close in. So I used it as well. But into turn 1, we are going to be clear of Freddy. So that is pretty handy. Lap 21 now, 3 laps later. Freddy has been pushing me quite hard in these past couple of laps. Sometimes he suddenly goes for it on the straight, sometimes he doesn't and just sits back. So I have to stay focused on that. And now Otis 6 tenths ahead, which is pretty nice because I'm not getting dirty out to the final corner, which Freddy is 2 tenths behind. I'm turning on the overtake straight away again because Freddy was really close behind. We're going to get a bit of slipstream here. Freddy gave up there and dropped back 2.5 tenths, but I made a mistake here of staying behind Otis. Freddy sends it down the inside. I got caught on that curb there and picked up some marbles, so went even extra wider than I wanted. And now we've lost that position to Freddy.
My bad.
Which was just very, very clumsy for me. Because I just didn't expect Freddy to just suddenly gain that much time and have that much overspeed.
That hasn't been my best race so far, is it?
Yeah, as you name say, it's not my best race so far. It's just, yeah, a bit rusty maybe.
A bit rusty.
I predicted that completely wrong, but we just have to get on with it. P3, we're still in a good position. Our hards are only going to get faster compared to their mediums, of course. So, yeah, we have to stay focused and see what we can do later on this race. 2.5 laps to go. We've managed to recharge our battery completely. Alvaro was not really a threat behind. Maybe I had to defend once from him, but not even majorly. 2.5 laps to go, and with my battery being almost completely full, I knew that this lap I had to go for it. I had to force them to fight each other. And if they didn't, I was gonna be there to pick up a position, because you want to be P1 or P2 heading into the final laps. And with 2 laps to go, I knew I had to go for it. Freddy a little bit wide there on the final corner, struggling with dirty air. I've turned on the overtake button. I'm gonna use all of it into turn 1. Otis does not have DRS. We're gonna go down the inside. Freddy defends a little bit, but not enough. And into turn 1, Freddy jumps ahead of us. And therefore, he is gonna be heading into the final lap. Otis hit us pretty hard there, so I had a bit of a moment there on turn 3. But I knew I had to stay ahead. I had to be P2 into this final lap. Now Freddy on those mediums still looking fast. You can see through turn 4 there, he is gaining a little bit on us. So he is looking a little bit faster throughout the corners. Might be setup related as well, but I knew I had to be close in order to have a chance in this final lap of the race. We're gonna get DRS out of turn 9 here, and even if we do get past on the main straight, Freddy is still gonna have a chance here out of turn 9, of course, so we need to make sure we don't completely waste all of our battery if we do get past, and be safe out of turn 9. Into turn 10 we go, turn 11 we go then. 44% battery remaining. Freddy struggling on that exit because that is the most important exit of the entire race there. Into the final corner we go. Freddy has a bit of a moment out of the final corner, and we're gonna turn on the DRS, gonna turn on the overtake, and we're gonna go for the move into turn 1. Freddy flashing, which means below 10% battery. Into turn 1 we go, and we are leading once again this race after that safety car restart. It's the most important lap to be leading. Freddy still right behind us, 2/10 behind us, and he's still within striking distance, so I have to make sure that we stay ahead, not make any mistakes in this final lap. A little bit wider, which is exactly not what we wanted. Turn 9, out of turn 9, Freddy is going to have one more opportunity with the DRS, and he knows it. He's going to be right behind us. However, he is going to get dirty out through this corner, of course, and we're going to turn on the overtake button, and you could see there, he run wide with the dirty air. You could see me laugh because I knew the second he run wide it was over, and we are going to have a big enough of a gap to win this race. Turn 11, not making any mistakes anymore, of course. A little bit of a drift to make sure we are going to be far enough ahead. It is our first league race on F1 23. It's our first league race win on F1 23, and we have started it off so much better than F1 22. If you guys remember our first league race on F1 22, we got knocked out in Q1 by half a second. It's so good to start off F1 23 with a win, and even though it does not count for the championship, even though Barry got knocked out by that lag bubble, by the netcode incident, it's still very good to win the race in our very first race. Much better start than F1 22. Can't wait for round 1 of PSGL. Can't wait for F1 Esports. Now, round 1 of PSGL is going to be very tough. Bahrain, not my strongest track. Also, my pedals broke the day after this league race, so I haven't been able to drive for the past couple of days, which is limiting our preparation for Bahrain. Today's Monday, of course. PSGL round 1 will be Wednesday. I'll be getting tomorrow morning my pedals, but I haven't had a lot of luck with Fanatec pedals lately. I've had 2 broken Fanatec pedals in the past 4 weeks. So it's a bit frustrating that we get forced onto this equipment, but it is what it is. Just hope that we get a pedal that does not break, especially when we've got F1 Esports. I hope we do not have any problems and the rest of the grid doesn't, because it will be so annoying if a championship, F1 Esports championship, gets decided by poor equipment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this league race. Make sure to subscribe for the league races that are going to be coming in the coming weeks, months, years, because we are not planning to stop anytime soon. And see you guys next time. Ciao.